Genesis, the first book of the Bible, describes the creation of the world and says, God saw all that he had made, and it was very good. Despite the eventual disobedience of the people he made, Adam and Eve, God, who created the universe good, plans to restore the universe to a sinless state. This is implied later on in Genesis when God says to Abraham that through your offspring all nations on earth will be blessed. Working through Abraham's descendants in the nation of Israel, God had plans that included everyone in the world being blessed. In Exodus, the Israelites are brought out of slavery and preserved as a people group for the sake of the world. God speaks to Moses in the burning bush, a plant that is not annihilated by the holy fire. And God leads the people out of Egypt with the pillar of cloud by day and the pillar of fire by night. These images show us that ultimately the fire of God does not destroy what is good, and it has the purpose of bringing people to salvation. The book of Leviticus is filled with instructions for the Levites, the priests of the Israelites, and many other regulations. Some of these rules point in a universalistic direction, showing concern for all people God created. Leviticus 19:18 says, "You shall not take vengeance or bear a grudge against the sons of your own people, but you shall love your neighbor as yourself." And Leviticus 19:34 reads, "The foreigner residing among you must be treated as your native born. Love them as yourself, for you were foreigners in Egypt." Although these verses do not go as far as Jesus in stating that we must love our enemies, the focus on love and extending welcome to foreigners is more universal than what was found in many cultures at the time. In the book of Numbers, the Israelites prepare for a journey to the Promised Land, but they decide not to take possession of it after they are discouraged by the reports of most of the spies they sent to look at the land. In the strange story of Balaam and Balak, found in Numbers, Balaam is commissioned by the king of Moab to curse the Israelites, but he is given words to say by God and ends up blessing them instead of cursing them. One of the statements Balaam makes in his God-given message is, "God is not human that he should lie, not a human being that he should change his mind. Does he speak and then not act? Does he promise and not fulfill? I have received a command to bless. He has blessed, and I cannot change it." If God does not lie, does not change his mind, acts on what he says, and fulfills his promises, then the promise given to Abraham back in Genesis will one day be fulfilled. All nations on earth will be blessed. In Deuteronomy, the Israelites are again urged to follow various laws and obey God. It is emphasized that God is one and should be loved with heart, soul, and strength. Moses tells the people, in reference to the laws, "Observe them carefully, for this will show your wisdom and understanding to the nations, who will hear about all these decrees and say, 'Surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.'" This seems to hint again in the direction of the larger plan present in the Hebrew Scriptures, that the Israelites would be God's chosen people for the sake of blessing all the families of the earth.